Hey guys, so like I was saying, it's so nice to just be in peace, to be sitting here and be, relaxed and just enjoying the day. No one should be able to take this from you or to make you feel like you don't deserve this, you know? I am more in a way of accepting myself. I am more, I guess, allowing, not just on camera, but everyday life, when I see others, when I see, when I need to go somewhere, and I go there more regularly, I allow people to be able to see me, not to hide myself. I grew up with a mother who made me feel like I should hide myself, that I won't be accepted. To make me feel that I shouldn't celebrate who I am or the qualities in my physical appearance or just my qualities, my character, who I was. Like, I was raised to believe I should be someone like her. Insecure, unhealed, having demonic spirits on her, being low vibrational, being a karmic, gossiping about everyone and everything, being jealous of others, not loving myself. Not too long ago, when I was in contact with my family, I don't know if I took a few days off or I was not spoiling myself, but just taking, buying some things for self-care. I'm not sure. I don't remember, honestly, what it was specifically, but we were in my mom's room, my sister and my mom, and we were talking about something and about what they got at the store, organization stuff, and my sister tells me, I don't remember the exact words, but she was basically saying, you spend too much time on yourself, or like self-care, like you don't need more time on yourself. Like, in a way that I do too much, it's too too much self-care, or I spend too much time on it. And, you know, like you love yourself too much, or, you know, something like that. Like I shouldn't celebrate myself, or I shouldn't, you know, be with myself, or focus, or do self-care for myself, you know. And it's so, that was just such a karmic thing to say, you know, so negative and hateful, because they don't love themselves. They don't believe that, like, they're not giving themselves the permission to, you know. And anything bettering for my life, for the betterment of my life that I was doing or trying to achieve, if it's the gym, if it's whatever, I was doing too much, and they didn't like it. They didn't care for it. But when I had problems, when I was going through shit, when, especially with my ex, and he was acting or doing certain things, or just being petty, low vibrational, just to irritate me, to make me feel a certain way, oh, they were all ears, you know. And they were there for me. Oh, sissy. Oh, mija. But it's your son's father, or whatever it is, you know. And they were just fine with me being in like misery, you know, being in like a place where I didn't want to be. I was suffering, and they were fine with it. But if it has to do with something like I'm bettering even if it's the most simplest things, right? I went to the store and I got face mask, and I'm gonna do a foot mask, and I'm gonna paint my nail, whatever it is that I'm doing for myself physically. It's negative, it's hateful. They're against it, you know. And it's not always gonna be verbally said to you, energetically. My whole family, energetically, battles my whole life, especially with my mom. And, you know, the spiritual world is real. We deal with it, we live it every single day. Every single day. And that's why I tell you guys, like in the previous video, of detaching from the material stuff. Just because you have a living space, do you need a sofa? Do you need a sofa that looks like this, or that is specifically like this because that's what's in, because that's what looks good, whatever? Do you need it? Do you need a big house if it's just two of you or one of you? Like, just because society or in the movies, Hollywood, told you it should look like this, doesn't mean it has to be like this, right? So it's so important to detach from things, because if you start there, you will learn something from it, even if you're starting small. You know, it's just practicing that detachment, and you'll start detaching. It'll become easier that you need to detach yourself from toxic people, from people that hurt you. It's not gonna be so hard and heavy on your heart. in your mind. You're gonna feel less guilty because it's the right thing to do. It's healthy. You shouldn't feel bad because you want this person out of your life who has been hurting you your whole life. Why would you want that person in your life if they're unhealed, and they're always going to be unhealed? Because they don't want to heal. They don't want to make themselves aware. They don't have that awareness, or they do have that awareness, but they choose to stay unhealed. They choose to have those toxic traits and habits, and they're fine with it. They're gonna drag you down. They're gonna bring you down, So yeah, it's so early. Another thing, you guys, is so this is deep. This is a fear I've always had my whole life. And it's normal for us to have this fear. And that is why we are stuck and we don't elevate in our lives spiritually. Even though we have gifts, even though we are highly discerned. We see through the facade, we see through the veil, we see the truth. It's hard to authentically bring that authenticity out in our personal lives, to show others who we really are, when we have so much fear. Where was I going with this? The more we start healing, the more we heal, the easier it's gonna get to show our authentic selves. It's gonna be a normal thing. It's not gonna be uncomfortable anymore. You're gonna feel so comfortable showing who you are. You're not gonna feel how you feel right now, how you always feel some type of way, insecure, guilty, ashamed, because these are the things that were instilled within us by our own family, by the people who raised us, who have been in our lives for the majority of our lives, by strangers who have judged us and make us feel like some type of way because like these little events, these little experiences that we've had throughout our lives, I'm just saying, like, it gets easier the more you heal your traumas, the more you become, I mean, we have to wake up, right? The more aware we are of what toxicity is, what trauma bonding is, what attachments are, unhealthy attachments, things that hurt us, people that hurt us, people that don't make us feel good, right? When we start realizing that we need to unlearn these things, the habits, the ways we are, it's not us, it's the way, it's things that were engraved into us, that were we were raised by these people, so we took that upon us, like this is us too, right? And it's not, it's them, you know. We are empaths, so we're gonna absorb things, and most likely these are people who, it started when we were children and we were vulnerable, so we absorb all that. And for the longest time, what my mom is, how she is, what she is, I've always thought growing up that was me, but it's always been her, because she started with me at a very young age when I was vulnerable. You know, sometimes we have mothers that hate our pure hearts. We are pure children. You know, and people have unhealed hearts, trauma, so they abuse us, right? And and so they instill these things within us, and it is a lot of trauma, right? We need to start looking into that, diving in deeper, untangling all that is tangled within us. You know, it's not easy, but the more you heal, the more you're self-aware, and things start popping up that you try to block because it was just too hurtful, too much, too traumatic when you were a child, when you were younger. You know, these things, you have to unblock them and start healing them, you know, or just making yourself like aware of it and sitting with it and feeling it, feeling when that happened to you, when they said this, whatever feeling, you know, that was felt when you had a traumatic experience, for example. You know, it will feel you will feel in a pit of your stomach. It's gonna feel awful, but we have to go through that, and that's just the beginning part of healing, you know. And that's why there's so many unhealed people, because they don't want to sit in that. They don't want to feel that again. And it's just horrible to not be unhealed, you know. I truly believe that if you're unhealed and you don't work on your traumas and your, you know, your issues and your insecurities, you don't work to want to elevate yourself, to heal yourself, to be in a higher frequency, to have more purpose in your life, to, you know, love more, to be an embodiment of like a loving person, human being, then why would I even listen to any advice you want to tell me? No, it doesn't matter what age. I wouldn't trust you. And no one should trust people like this, because it's gonna be coming out from ego or pridefulness, judgment, insecurity, envy, jealousy. Simple as that. Automatically. Selfishness. In a way to belittle you. You know, it's just, I don't think anyone who is unhealed should be trusted for advice. Our best friend, there's a saying today, post I saw on Instagram, that your intuition is your best friend, and that is 100%. You know, your intuition should be your best friend, and the realist. You know, it's just crazy. I was taught not to listen to my intuition. I was also taught to listen to my intuition, right? My father was more listen to intuition. My mom was more against it. And you know, where are you? I hear a birdie. Five, 7, and 9. As a child, you know, when people tell you, you know, could be spirituality books, self-help books, videos on bettering yourself, or wanting to, they will say, a lot of the times, most of the times, they will say, they will say, I'm losing it. Basically, they will say, like, find that childlike, or be more childlike, right? Be more playful, not so worrisome or serious, you know. Be more childlike and live more in that way. But how are you supposed to be more childlike when your childhood was, or your childhood was, you didn't have a childhood? Basically, you had to grow up so fast. You weren't given that opportunity by your own parents to have a childhood that was liberating and free, and you could, you didn't have a childhood. So how are we supposed to be childlike? You know? And yeah, like, literally you could Google how to be childlike, or you could Google how are children, or what are children, and it will tell you the definition, right? Playfulness, and kids get dirty and they play and they like to be in the rain, whatever. It's like they like to jump and they're so full of energy and energetic and happy, and they could scream. They like to scream and they're loud, and they like snacks. They always want a snack. They always want a juice box. They love you unconditionally. They like going on adventures. They love being outdoors. You know, like basic Google search definition, right? But I've never had that experience. And most of us have never had that experience, you know? So why and how would we even be more childlike, you know? So we have to heal our inner child. We have to give ourselves that permission, learn how to give ourselves that permission to try new hobbies that you are called to try, even if it's for little kids, right? Because we're trying to find that inner child. We've never had that. We weren't given that permission to be children. We weren't given a childhood that was healthy. We didn't have a childhood that was healthy. Because we had to, whatever the reason is, right? Our innocence was taken away from us. Our parents didn't give us that freedom or that free will or that, you know, that, like, we couldn't express ourselves as children. And we had to grow up fast, right? Because of their unhealedness. And so we have to give ourselves permission to be more childlike in trying out new hobbies. What dreams, what yearning do you have to do? Or what dreams did you have as a child to do? If that is laying on the grass at a park and just hanging out there and chilling, going under the tree at a park and reading a book, going to the park when it's raining and standing under a tree and reading a book, walking in the rain, trying out new hobbies, right? If that is finger painting or painting, you know, starting there, like small steps. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I can't tell you guys what's gonna, like, further out, but just giving ourselves that permission that it's okay. I've been serious my whole life because I was raised, the way I was raised, it was like super strict environment, super serious, no fun at all. Like, you would feel guilty if you were having fun. Like, you can't have too much fun. Like, you need to be serious. You need to be in anxiety and fear. And you need to be in depression most of the time. Because my own mom was in that. And that's how she raised us. But at work, she was a whole other being. So super, like, spiritually, mentally, emotionally abusive household. And that fucks with you more than physical abuse. Because it's psychological. And if you have, you get older and you have those family members start manipulating, gaslighting you, like a lot of manipulation, you're gonna be fucking confused your whole life. You need to untangle all that shit inside of you. Untangle that brain of yours. Mentally untangle yourself. Start untangling and start searching for clarity and the truth. Because that's what's gonna happen. That's what happens in a lot of our lives. You will be like, people will be shaming you, like, why, like, for you to feel bad because you're looking for the truth. You're looking, like, you're untangling the fucking maze, the bullshit that you were put in your whole life. You're gonna find their truth and how evil and demonic these people were to you. And they don't want that shit. So they will deceive, they will lie, they will manipulate, they will punish you, make you feel guilty and embarrassed and shameful, like you should not be doing this or feeling this way. Like bad. Like when you were a child. But you're no longer a child. They know that they did damage when you were a child. So that's why they're picking at that child. But you're a grown person. You have to get out of that illusion. Because it's an illusion. That's normal. The way you were raised, what you feel, the trauma you went through, everything, it's an illusion. And it's time to take those labels off. It was my parent, it was the love of my life, it was whatever. Take those labels out and see them for who they truly are. And that will hurt less. That will help you to see the truth, the clarity in things. And I am saying it because it's exactly what I did to help me get to where I am right now. Right now, present day. I am healing myself, learning how to heal myself. We have to put in the work. We have to do the work. No one is going to come and save us. And our family, our own family, will give us that illusion. Like, we need to be saved. Help me. And like, they're there to help you. That's fucking bullshit. It's an illusion. And they don't help at all. They just want you stuck and to stay there. That's the fucking illusion. You go back and forth. You take steps to better yourself. And then they drag you back in. Manipulation, gaslighting, trauma bonding, making you feel all these emotions. It's the truth, you guys. We need to snap out of it and see. And it's gonna hurt. But do you love yourself? Do you want to heal? Do you want to be there for your kids? Do you want a healthy family? Heal all those traumatic things in your generational trauma. Breaking, snapping those generational chains. When your kids have kids, the future generations, it's gonna be the same cycle over and over and over. We are the ones that God sent to break those generational chains, generational traumas. We were sent to do that, and we are the ones that will. But we have to have courage, be courageous, and be remorseful in the way that when we look into the future, the generations to come will be healed. We will be healed. There's not gonna be no more passed down trauma. You know, what we went through, it's not going to be in the generations to come in the future for our kids, for their kids. Sometimes our own parents, they don't want to heal from these things. Sometimes they can't. They don't know how. Sometimes, a lot of the times, we try to help our own parents to heal from these things, but they don't want to be healed. They don't believe in us because they don't see who we are. We don't see who we are to the family, to our family. We are the ones that are going to come and bring the change. We're the ones that are going to heal our ancestral traumas, our generations to come, our present generations. We are here to heal all of it. That is why it's so important to detach. Start with material stuff, detach, and then you're going to detach from people, from trauma bonding. It's going to start becoming easier. Detachment is so important in this. And who wants to be stuck? Who wants to be trauma bonding and toxicity? Our children, I can't imagine my child growing up or his childhood from now until he has his own family. I can't imagine my child having my experience. I need to start healing within me, and from there healing, not healing others, but helping them if they want to heal or they don't want to heal. We have to take these people out of our lives if they don't want to heal, because they're no good for us. If they decide to heal once they're out of our lives, they're more than welcome, by God's grace, to come into our lives again. But we have a purpose on this earth, in this lifetime. And we are not, like, we don't give up. We're spiritual warriors. We don't give up easily. We are so strong. We have so much resilience within us. Take that emotional aspect. Of attachment to others, especially towards the ones that have done harm to us, that are the reason why we have unhealedness, trauma, we're hurt because of these people. Take the emotional aspect of attachment and start from there, and you're gonna see more things more clearly. Okay, guys, I will cut the video off. It's 40 minutes in. You guys have a good afternoon. Okay, bye.